Some more auction action in World of Tanks Blitz, and this one brings with it a YOLO warning for Tier 8 players, because Grom has been sold in the auction. 1,500 have gone for a competitive bid price of 11,750 gold, and this Tier 8 tank destroyer comes with some unique characteristics which make it absolutely ideal for YOLOing in order to do the maximum amount of damage possible. So we're going to take a look at that and get into the detail. So the main reason for wanting to YOLO this tank lies in this assault shells mechanic up here, which we'll talk about in just a second. But before we do that, let's just take a quick look at the stats. DPM of 2,164. Penetration values of 243 millimeters for standard ammunition, 305 for premium ammunition, and 63 for high explosive, with average damages for the standard ammunition of 370, premium ammunition of 320, and HE of 630. And it's these average damage rolls that we need to concern ourselves with, because the assault shells perk here deals more damage the closer that this tank is to the enemy. So if you are within 50 meters of Grom, you can expect the average damage to increase by a factor of 140%. If it's 50 to 120 meters of range, you can expect the damage to be increased by a factor of 120%. If you're within 120 to 200 meters, then you can expect an average damage roll. If this tank is further than 200 meters away, you can expect a damage factor of 80%. So that is the incentive to get this tank forward, try and do as much damage as possible. And of course, the other thing that you need to consider is if you are going to rush this tank, perhaps in a light or a medium, hoping for a circle of death, you need to understand that as you trade distance with this Grom, there is going to be more and more damage coming your way the closer that you get to it. So be warned. Now, you would think that such a unique perk for YOLOing and getting closer to the enemy as you possibly can would be balanced by a slightly weaker armor profile, but as you can see from this image here, that is absolutely not the case. This is coming up against a 53 TP, which I've selected because it has the 122mm gun, which is one of the larger guns at tier 8, and firing standard ammunition. You can see that the 53 TP is going to struggle. With premium rounds, it is slightly better, but if the tank is angled, then you can see it remains extremely difficult to pen. So while the Grom is up close and personal, dishing out 140% factor damage to you, you are going to be struggling to pen this tank. And even at the sides, as long as it's angled correctly, it can be quite a difficult tank to try and penetrate. So what does that mean? Well, it means that when you see this tank in battle, it is unlikely to be sat at the back sniping. It's got a top speed of 35 kilometers an hour, so it's not particularly slow. Probably going to be pushed forward, and it's probably going to try and get as close to you as possible. Clearly, your aim is to try and get to the sides or the rear, but of course, remember that as you try and do that, the closer that you get to this tank, the more damage you are likely to receive. So there you have it. That is a tier 8 YOLO warning, because Grom is going to be more prevalent following the auction. Keep your eyes out for this particular tank, and if you do see it, then just try and stay as far away as possible. Let me know in the comments if you have this tank, or if you've come across it and you've been on the wrong end of the increased damage due to proximity. What do you think about the auction so far? Again, let me know how you're getting on. Hope you found this particular content useful, and I thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.